Hello and welcome to another video. I'm going to make a point, or at least I think I might. Who knows? Let's see. Let's cross that bridge when we get to it. Today, I would like to talk about the concept of spelling. Let me actually sit a little bit more. Okay, sitting more centered. I might need to move to a different spot, I think, if I'm going to use other things. But all right, we're going to talk about spelling. Spelling in music. Spelling in not just music. Yeah, maybe, okay, you've heard of the alphabet before. Perhaps you're literate to some degree and you know how to spell at least your own name or other people's names, or, okay, all right, obviously, people can read, people can learn how to read, and you can look at a word and be like, oh, there's the first letter, there's the second letter, third and fourth, and so on. Maybe it's got more than 4, maybe it's got 5, 6, I'm not going to say it, we know the sounds of letters, and be like, oh, letters, and then we can make words, we can understand words. Like, I could take a look at this. Oh, by the way, this is brought to you by gnöd-möd, Cards for Music. Oh, I can read Cards for Music by looking at Cards for Music, because I know what those symbols mean. Now, in the same way that spelling is insanely helpful for reading new words, learning new words, and just like, I don't know, talking to people, and remembering things, and understanding how to use a language. The same thing can be said of music. If you understand the basic concept of spelling, then you can do a lot in terms of figuring out songs by ear, just making up new ones when you feel like it, or understanding the correlation between chords and scales. Because what on earth is a scale? It's a group of notes. What on earth is a chord? It's a group of notes. We're talking about groups of notes here. And how would you say which groups of notes are which? Well, you need spelling. Now, let's talk about the real names of notes. The real names of notes are that one, 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 this one too, and this one too over here, and this one, and then I'll start the whole cycle and start repeating the same ones, because you have a repeating pattern per octave. Maybe you've heard about it before. I don't really want to go into octaves too much in this video, because what I'm talking about is spelling systems, and it starts with first this one, or maybe this one, or maybe this one. Whichever one that you're hearing is the one that you're hearing, and if you can match it with your ear and your voice so that it sounds the same, then it is the same. And that's it. It seems pretty simple and straightforward, right? I would say so too. Let's not overthink these things. So, maybe you've seen another video with a free download revolving around the circle of fifths. This is going to be a free download for the circle of half steps. And it features not just one naming system, not just 2 naming systems, but 3 naming systems. So, the first one, as you may be familiar with, is the letters. The letters are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Oh, that sounds like something I've heard before. Maybe even just imagining what people play when they're practicing music by themselves. Like, if I want to imagine someone in a practice room or a music lesson, at some point there's probably going to be some discussion of this thing that you're hearing right now. This thing sounds like music lessons. I am in a music lesson. I must now be learning music. You must be, right? There's music going on. You just heard the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Pardon my squeaks. Oh, it was really squeaky. But all right. But wait a minute. Perhaps you've also heard this name before. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It sounds exactly the same, but I'm just making different word sounds. Yeah, it's a different naming system. That's the solfege system. Solfeggio. Solfege. Whatever. Doesn't matter. In fact, it's kind of nice that we have multiple systems, and I'm going to get into that with this spinny wheel thing over here that I'm going to demonstrate, but I don't want to get too far into that yet. The third system would just be like counting, well, here's my first note, this must then be my second note, and it is, and this must be my third, and my fourth, and my fifth, and my sixth, and my seventh, and my first note again, which brings me to my second note again, and my third note again, and my fourth note again, a fifth, sixth, and the first note again. So, 3 different naming systems. We have our letters, we have our solfege, and we have numbers. Let's talk about why you want 3. You want 3 for different levels of analysis, stacking, nested levels of analysis. Let's say, for instance, if this is a C, are there any other C's? Yes. And in fact, they all sound like they're related to each other. All of these C's sound like they belong together in the same pitch class. Maybe not exactly the same pitch, but whatever. You know what? We've got doubling the frequency roughly, you know, at least from an engineering standpoint. It's close enough to achieve that desired effect. All of those are C's. They're all part of the same pitch family. They all sound and feel like they're doing the same thing, even though one is really high and these are really low. We got low, we got high, but, you know, same thing. Is any other C going to sound like that C? No. No, that's not going to be the case. You could do a C sharp. My voice went a little sharp for that C sharp. It was like C 3/4 sharp. 3/4 sharp? No. A sharp and a half. Getting microtonal, like those polka dot guys. You know polka dot guys I'm talking about? Anyway, no, we're not talking about the polka dots. We're talking about naming systems. And I said, yeah, we have numbers, we have letters. The C is going to sound like a C no matter what. A D is going to sound like a D no matter what. A D flat is going to sound a lot like a C sharp. That's okay. We just have these letters so that we always know, like, hey, this is going to be this sound no matter what. No matter what. Now we have our solfege. The solfege is like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But if you know anything about keys, is that you can play a major scale in one of 12 different keys. Or if you're Victor Wooten, you want to say there's 15 different keys. There's nothing wrong with that because we're taking spelling into account in that instance, which is great. Especially if you're going to be reading standard notation. But in terms of just playing and just saying like, okay, what are the sets of sounds that I have to work with without taking any sort of reading or letter names into context? There's really just 12 different keys that we could play. This one, 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 and then I'm back to the first one that I started with again. So there we have it. I could go to a different key and I could say, you know what? Since this video is brought to you by these cards that I made, gnöd-möd, this deck of cards, I'm going to open this up and see that I actually have this wonderful card that tells me how to change keys. Maybe you've seen this in another video on my channel. Maybe I haven't. If you have, great. If you haven't, also great. No judgment here. Alright, I'll take a look at this. Maybe this is showing up really nicely on the buddy cam. Maybe not. We'll see. This would be my do. That would be my re. That would be my mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I'm going to roll an 11-sided die and see if I could change to a different key from C. And then I'll show you this free download thing that I have over here. Here's my 11-sider. There we go. This yellow, nice and yellow. Let's see. I'm in the key of C right now. Ah, I see. It looks like a numero 6. So I was in the key of C. I'm going to line this up. So do is my first note, re is my second note, mi is my third note, 4 is my fa is my fourth note, so is my fifth, la is my sixth, ti is my seventh. I'm back to do again, but let's go to the key of C. So now this lines up. I can see that C is my do, D is my re, E is my mi, F is my fa, G is my sol, A is my la, B is my ti, there it is, and then C is my do again. Now, let's change keys. I went to a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go to the key of A. Now, if you saw my other video with the circle of fifths, that's going to be using those 3 black keys, moving from the ones that are just directly below it. So now, here's the key of A. Let's see. Oh. A is my do, B is my re. I'm looking at me. It doesn't look like it's quite over that C. It looks like it's over that C sharp. Fa is over the D, and then so is over the E, and then la is over the F sharp. Oh, I'm going to go over this way. T is over the G sharp, and then I'm going to go to the whatchamacallit, the A, to finish the cycle of, so finish the octave. I want to do that again. Let's change to a different key. Oh. That looks like a numero 1 to me. So now I was in A. I'm going to go up a half step higher from A, and I'm going to be in B flat. That's my new do. So now I know B flat is my do. I see re floating over a C. I see mi floating over a D. I see fa over an E flat, D sharp, but I'm calling it E flat because I just played a D. Then I'm going to go to so, which is going to be an F. Oh man, doing this one hand is kind of tricky. F, excuse me, and then I'm going to go to G for La, then I'm going to go to A natural for T time, and then I'm going to go to do again for my B flat. So that's really interesting. And as you can see, I could probably roll this again and roll this again and roll this again and probably get every single key, but in a random order, and maybe I'll repeat a few on the way through all of them. I don't want to do that. I want to talk about the 3 different naming systems. Because now you can see that, oh yeah, I'm just sliding the relative solfege of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do to different root notes. And I can make do G, I can make do G flat or F sharp, I can make do F, I can make do E, I can make do D sharp or E flat, although E flat's going to be a nicer spelling. I can make do the D, I can, do a deer, no, do the D. And then I could say do is a D flat, which is kind of nicer than saying C sharp, although C sharp is pretty straightforward, I'm not going to lie. Then I can say do is C. All of the above, there's 12 different spots on this circle where I can make do line up. Very cool. But wait a minute. What if I don't treat do like it's my first note in the key? Let me pick another card here to help me choose a new starting point. Here we go. Where's the one I'm looking for? Where's the one I'm looking for? Not these cool looking ones. Oh, these are little space age looking spacey kind of things. What is this, from an alien spaceship? I'm trying to take off and go. There it is. Actually, if anyone has any experience using magic eyes, you can take these 2 cards, you can put them side by side, and you can cross your eyes and make them overlap to make a cool third. Try doing it. I'll hold it really still for you. Crossing your eyes to make them overlap. You doing it? I'll do it again. Whoa. Okay. So now I think I need another die, because what I want to do is I want to see, first off, what key was I just in? I think it was in B flat, right? Let's go from B flat. Ooh, 10. 10. So if I was in B flat, this is going to be B flat. Oh my goodness, the 5th of B flat. That's F. Let's do it. Oh, perfect. I'm in the key of F already. That's going to be like this. Only one flat. Do, re, mi. There's your fa. There's your so. There's your la. There's your ti. There's your do. But I don't want to start on that one. I'm going to get this other die out that's got the 2 and the 3 and the 4 on it. This multi-die that comes with the set as well. By the way, did I mention that this video is brought to you by this card, this deck of cards for music that I made called gnöd-möd? Cards for music? They're cards for music. That's what it says on the box after all. All right, here we go. Ah, I see a 3. I see a 1. So, I think I'm going to go this way. So if this is do, re, mi, fa, I'm going to go to my fa. Ooh, interesting. And I'm going to make that my new 1. Because you don't always have to start on do and think about it as your 1. You could start on do and think about it like it's your 5. Which means that that other one should feel like it's slightly different. So now I'm going to go back to B flat and still play the key of F major. It kind of reminds me of modes, doesn't it? Yes. This sounds like one of those modes. I missed a word on the 2nd degree. Yes, the 2nd degree, because now I can say, here's my 1st degree, here's my 2nd degree, here's my 3rd degree, there's my 4th degree, there's my 5th degree, there's my 6th degree, there's my 7th degree, I'm back at the 1st degree again. So, it's nice to have at least 3 different systems to keep yourself from getting confused when you try and think about the thing of the other thing. For instance, if I'm in the key of F, B flat is the fa, the fa of F. But if I make the fa of F my 1, wait a minute, the fa of F, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Then I'm in a different key. I'm treating it like it's one of the modes in the key of F. In this case, it's going to be a B flat Whatever that one is. Do you know what it is? Or did you? I'll let you answer me. You're right, it's the Lydian. It's the Lydian. I'll prove it to you. Since now I've taken the fa. Oh, wait. Here's my do, ti, la, so, fa. Here's my fa. I'm going to make this my new 1. So now it feels like it's my root. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I see that. 1 lines up with the fa. 2 lines up with the so. 3 lines up with the la. But wait a minute. The next note, T, doesn't line up with the regular 4. It lines up with the sharp 4. You could call it a flat 5, but really it's acting like a 4th note, not a 5th note. That's why we're going to say, hey, that's the sharp 4. But that sharp 4 could be a flat 5, right? Could be. If it's the 5th note. Maybe we'll see that too. All right, so here we go. There's my 1, there's my 2, there's my 3, there's my 4, there's my 5. Oh yeah, there's my do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. That still feels like do, but let's go to the fa again. 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And it really helps to think about that as the first note, even though it's fa. Second note, even though it's so. Third note, even though it's la. Fourth note sounds sharp because it's a T. Fifth note, it's the do. Sixth note, it's the re. Seventh note is the mi. I'm back to fa again, and hence we have modes and a clearer understanding of modes because we have 3 different levels, or at least 3 different systems that we can apply to different levels of naming and have them all interact together on this fun spinny wheel. Spinny wheel of spelling. The spelling spinny wheel. That's a real sibilant name right there. Spinny wheel. Spelly spinny wheel. So yeah, this is a free download. You can go and you can download this. It'll be like on one piece of paper. You cut out all the little circles. You punch a little hole in the center. If you could find yourself a nice little brass fastener right here, you could take it, punch it right through the center, and be like, bloop. And then you can just think about like, hey, wait a minute. If I want to move like thirds through like, say, I don't know, the same thing that I just did. I said we were in the key of B flat Lydian, so that's going to be B flat as fa. Oh yeah, there it is. What kind of a third do we have for the first group? I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah. Sounds pretty happy, and I see. Oh, let me pick that up. I'm going on a field trip, everybody. Okay, that was a short field trip. I'm going to look at this and I say there's fa la. What kind of a third is that? Well, I see it. Looks certainly like it's 1, 2, or 3. That must be a major 3, not a minor 3. That would be a flat 3. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to go to the so and see what the next pair is. So T. Ah, I can see that that also lines up so that it should be a major third. Oh, very, very cool. And then I'll go to the next one and I'll say, okay, let's go to the, oh, hey, no. C is going to be the la. Oh, wait, no. D should be the la. Why did you move, my friends? Now we're going to go from the la to the do. Wait a minute. I can see that, we want the la to the do. That doesn't sound or look like a minor third, because when I go from la, ti, do, the do is going to line up with the flat 3. And then if I keep going, let's go to the T. What kind of a thing do we have starting on T? T, oops. Ah, you can see that it's going to have a do, it's going to have a T and a re, and that lines up with a 1 and a flat 3. That looks and must be a flat 3. Then we get to the do. Okay, do to mi, I think we know what that should be. That's a major 3. And then if I were to take a look at this and be like, boom shakalaka number re, chief raka. Interesting, that looks like re to fa is going to indeed be a 1 and a flat 3 kind of a relationship. Interesting, it must be a minor third. Let's keep going. That's the miso. Delicious. Ooh, mommy. Miso, get it? Miso. Miso. Fa, la. And there's the next one. So it's really interesting. Spelling helps you not just understand the modes, it helps you understand intervals, it helps you understand spelling of just like anything, the relationship between chords and scales. And if you can understand the basics of spelling, you could take that and expand that into a whole bunch of extra musical knowledge, which you will find probably very practical, helpful, and useful in your analysis of what you're playing with your vocabulary and such. So, if you want to go check it out, go to the website. The link's down in the description, the link, anywhere else I could find, the link, in the comments, the description and the comments, anywhere else I could stick that link, I'm just going to be like, hey, check it out. Booyah, there you go. And then the same thing, you're going to find a link for these cards. If you want to go and purchase a set from me directly, I'll mail it to you. If you want a little note in there, I'll put a little note in there. I'll be like, hey, thanks. Thanks for checking out these cards. I hope you see that they actually really work very well. Because let me tell you, I've been using them with my students in my lessons, and it has been working very, very well. For ear training and such. I'll put it back in this beat-up box. The box gets a little beat up if you keep it in your backpack like I do. But all right, let's see. Anything else I need to add to that? No, I don't think so. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you see the potential value in this, and I hope you see the actual value from downloading it and using it yourself, which you are more than welcome to do. It is a free download. Anything else? Oh, yeah. I'll see you next time. I hope you're really well, and hit like and subscribe on the way out if you don't mind. Peace be with you.